You want to create so much different things in your life that you're not clear of what you actually want. Most likely you overcame challenges and you were like, yes, I overcame challenges, but I never really created something big. And that's not because you didn't have the capacity or capability to create something big. It's because you were manifesting, coming over those challenges. The clearer your dream, easier it'll manifest. Oh boy, we are having a slow day today, isn't it? Well, we are letting weather impact our energy. What are you doing, Mindvalley? Is the rain? Damn, I didn't think we were channeled externally to inside. We are Mindvalley. We generate energy. We don't let the world tell us how we should feel in a day. The clouds don't own us. We own the clouds. Isn't that true? Yes, yes, awesome, amazing. Well, some of you might know me, some of you have no idea who the hell I am. So I'm going to make a brief introduction, kind of get you started on the journey. How many of you have at least some sort of an idea who Ajit is? Okay. Okay, great, about 30% of you. But the loud ones. Well, I'm going to talk about money, magic, and mantra. And the reason why I lean into this topic is because what I've found in my life is that is one thing that we don't talk or understand about money is that it is mostly about magic. And that it can be generated from a very different place than how the world may have educated us. See, what you may know about me, if you know about me, is I lead Mindvalley's coaching vertical. I'm a partner at Mindvalley. What I do is I've trained about 12,000 coaches, and I coach 12,000 coaches every year. So if you meet a Mindvalley coach through this event, there's likelihood that at some point they've interacted with me and have learned from me, or at least have learned from the technologies that I've built. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What you may know about me if you've seen me on stage is that I get a great opportunity once in a while to be speaking to a large audience like this. You may also know that I have about 2,800 case studies on the Mindvalley Stories platform, which is kind of cool. No? Only cool for me? All right, that's fine. That's fine. What you may not know about me is that if you met me about 14 years ago, so December 2010, and you saw where I come from, you would be rather surprised. Because you see, I grew up in India, in a small town called Jaipur. And this small town, I grew up in a household of 22 other people. See, in India, we call it a joint family. That means you live with your cousin. No, my parents didn't have 22 kids, in case anybody thought so. They were not reproducing by the minute. But in India, what you have is what you call a joint family. That effectively means your cousins stay in the same house, your grandparents stay in the same house, your cousin grandparents stay in the same house. So what we had was an abundance of love, because when there are 22 people in the same house, you have a lot of love going around at all times. But what we didn't have was abundance of space. Right? Because 22 people, even in a big house, would be pretty cramped. Now, fortunately or unfortunately for me, we had not a big house. Right? This is literally the image of December 2010 where I was living. This is the picture of my house. That window that you see open is the room that I lived in. Right? And so early on in life, what had happened was that I started to struggle. As a teenager, I started to struggle with the idea of space. I started to struggle with the idea of how is it that I have to live in such a cramped quarters at all times. Early on in my life, I had an experience that really redefined why I needed to do what I needed to and how I needed to, at that time, feel like I needed to chase money and chase abundance. And it happened because one of the evenings, because we were a joint family, me and my brother, of course, shared a bed in one tiny room. But what would happen is, as if you know a little bit about Indian culture or Asian culture, is we have guests and they show up unannounced and then they stay for days. Anybody know about that? The Asians do, yeah. The people who don't know, that's how Asian culture works, or used to work at least. And so one of the days, my uncle comes over, and he decides he's going to stay over for the night. And, well, the room that me and my brother shared was our bedroom. It was also a study room. It was also the playroom. And if guests came, that was also the guest room. Right? It doubled up like that. And so one of the evenings, and on that evening, that is, my uncle says, I'm going to stay over. We're like, all right, let's make up the bed and start dividing into two. Because we are both teenagers, we'll divide it into three. Now, this is a tiny bed. To divide it into three is kind of struggle already, but my uncle, because he's a guest, and guest is God in India, he gets the largest part of the space, which leaves my older brother with little bit space and me with almost no space. No space. But like teenagers do, me and my brother start fighting. I'm like, what are you doing? I need more space. I need more space. I need more space. I need more space. And as we're getting louder and louder, my mom's just in the next door, next room. She comes in and says, Ajit, quiet. Go to sleep. And I go, but I don't have any space. I can't go to sleep. What are you talking about? See, look, I got no space. My mom says, Ajit, I said quiet. Go to sleep. And I'm like, but I have no space. Now, the second time was too much for my mom. So she goes, and don't judge her. I love her, and she loves me. I know that. But she goes whack across my face and says, I said, go to sleep. And yes, I crumble in. I kind of squeeze in the pillow even tighter to myself to prove that, yes, I will go to sleep in this tiny space. Deal with it. And I go to sleep. What happened next morning would define the next 20 years of my life, or probably the rest of my life. But next morning, as I wake up, I find that my pillow was wet. The pillow I had slept on, I had cried myself to sleep, and cried myself to sleep so much that it was still wet in the morning. See, that day, that momentous day, I decided that this will never happen again. There will be never a time in my life where I will not have space. There will be never a time in my life where I will be struggling to find space to sleep in my bed. And that set me on a path that would create the most amazing journey for myself. And I'm going to share some of the things I've learned through that journey because I've been blessed. I've been blessed to be able to not only get out of that place, but be able to have my family be out of that place. Build a beautiful family that has helped me or that I get to enjoy. I don't only have abundance in context of money, but I have abundance in context of a life. I've been able to enjoy the benefits, what money provides, but also the benefits that somebody gets to have when they have found money, but in a good way. Not in a way where it's just a lot of money that they have, but no real life, but a lot of money that they have, but a lot of really full life, or a really good life. This is my family. These are my two amazing kids. As you see, that's my daughter. You will see her yelling and running around all through Mindvalley U. No, not yet. You will. Don't worry. That's my son. He'll give you the warmest hugs, and he's one of the most intuitive people that I know. That's us traveling the world. That's my wife, Neeta. Neeta, can you stand up so people can give her a round of applause to this wonderful woman that makes my life so wonderful? We get to play together. We get to work together. We have wonderful partners like Vishen, wonderful friends like Himanshu, who are people that I just absolutely love. And I've been able to create all of that while enjoying the benefit of impacting at least 2,800 lives because these are documented case studies, right? So I get to live a really, really abundant life. And what I also found is during this journey, I was able to create really specific things. And there was a message that was really repeating for me. See, the life that you get to see today is because all of those are really intentional ideas that I put out in the universe and said, I want this for my life. When I first decided that I want to be a trainer for coaches or I want to impact coaches' life, my agenda was not how can I make millions of dollars, but my agenda was how many thank yous can I collect? Those were the words that I used for myself. How many people will say, Ajit, thank you. Thank you, you impacted my life. Thank you, you changed my life. Thank you, you helped me with this. Thank you, you were there when times were hard. And fortunately, that's how my life has transpired. While I've created abundance of money, what I've created is abundance of love. I get to walk into events, like we just finished an event over the weekend, where there were 500 people in the audience, and while I'm speaking, they would suddenly go, thank you, Ajit. And that's literally a dream come true. Because our currency is different, right? There is the monetary currency, but then there's currency of love, the currency of thank you. When I wanted space, yes, I wanted space, but I wanted that space also to have a lot of love. And so now, I must tell you, I do not have space still. But it's not because I don't have 5 bedrooms. It's because my kids like to sleep on top of me. For whatever reason, we only use one side of the bed while we have 5 beds in the house. So it's funny and fortunate and amazing at the same time, but what I get to have is abundance of love, right? And it doesn't only work for love. The more specific I got about what I want and what my desires were in life, the more life became specific. My manifestations became specific. See, one of the times when I started my coaching career, I said, first time when I was coaching companies, I was trying to go, okay, I want to really realize, certain dreams. As you know, my mission was to say get thank yous as many times as I could possibly. And so one of my goals was that somebody will be so incredibly grateful for what I did for them that they will pay their annual fee as just a thank you check. My annual fee as a thank you check. Sounds insane, right? And so, at that time, I wrote down, I will get $10,000 as a thank you check. Because at that time, my fee was $10,000. Now, it's nowhere close to that. But when I started, I was like, annual coaching fee, $10,000. Right? So as I wrote down that $10,000 check, I was like, there's no way this is coming true. It's my annual fee. But I was like, what the hell? We'll try. Right? We got to try something. Right? And this was this request to the universe, if I may call it, in about 2015. In 2021, as pandemic was ending, I had helped a particular client with something, and I usually always would go serve a client, and a few days later, I'll get a card, a thank you, like, thank you for doing this, et cetera, right? So, lo and behold, I come back to the house, and Nita hands me, hey, here's a letter for you, and it looks like a card, so I'm like, oh, it's probably the card from the client. I open the card, and the card says, thank you, Ajit, and then guess what? There's a $10,000 check which says, thank you. The clearer your dream, the faster it manifests. The clearer your dream, the easier it manifests. See, then I saw this, and I'm sure you've seen this story at some point, right? The Jim Carrey story. Anybody knows that story? Right? He said it really famous for the ones that don't know. Jim Carrey goes on Oprah one time, this was many, many years ago, and talks about this $10 million check that he wrote to himself. He goes, I wrote myself a $10 million check saying, one day I will be paid for my acting services $10 million. And this was the time when Jim Carrey was broke. Jim Carrey had no money. And he had no roles for that matter at that time, so he was barely getting paid. But he wrote this $10 million check. And then he goes on Oprah and says, and today, Oprah, I just got paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. Right? More clearer your dream, easier it manifests. And so I said, I'm not Jim Carrey, but am I allowed to write a $10 million check? Are we allowed to write $10 million checks, or it's only for those special people that are, out there in the world being the funniest person that you might have met? Or could it be for all of us? So I write myself a $10 million check. I'm like, why not? Let's try. What the hell? What is the worst that can happen? It won't manifest, right? Right? And that would be cool. That's okay, but we got to try. Right? So I write myself a $10 million check. This is about 5 years ago. I go ahead and write myself $10 million for services to humanity. Right? Like things that I will add as value will one day be valued at $10 million. And this is the check. I literally wrote this for services and value added to the world. Now what's cool about it is about less than a year ago, my total value that I created in the world and is valued at, if I had to sell off everything and actually collect all the money and a little bit more, was over $10 million. Isn't that cool? And that gives me the first mantra I want to give you. And that's one of the biggest challenges that I see today for us, is that we want to manifest so much that we are so unclear about what we want to manifest. You want to create so much different things in your life that you're not clear on what you actually want. And the mantra is, the clearer your dream, the easier it manifests. The clearer your dream, the easier it manifests. And you will find yourself again and again going, I have this in my life right now. Why do I have this in my life right now? And you may find, because that was the most clear thing that you had presented. Most likely you overcame challenges. And you were like, yes, I overcame challenges, but I never really created something big. And that's not because you didn't have the capacity or capability to create something big. It's because you were manifesting, coming over those challenges. You're clearer your dream, easier it'll manifest. So if you're clear, no, I want to overcome this challenge in my life. Well, you will overcome the challenge in your life. But you may not create what you truly want to create. Does that make sense until now? Say yes. Only to a few people. Say yes. All right, you must know I'm a coach, which means we thrive on feedback. All right, I know it's talent, it's a little bit slow today, but we're gonna wake ourselves up because we also know, because we are Mindvalley, that we can generate energy. If we don't believe that, you're in the wrong talk. Because if we don't raise our frequency, it would be pretty impossible for us to create the energy that will create the reality that we want to create. Does that make sense? Say yes? Yes. So much better, yes. So much better. Thank you. Thank you for playing. The second truth that I found is you need to know what you want to make and why you want to make it. See, a lot of people know what they want to make. A lot of times, if I say, hey, how much money do you want to make? There's always an answer. Right? If I asked you that question, wouldn't you be able to answer the question, Ajit, I would like to make this much? Yes? Yes? Most people, can they raise your hand if you know how much money you want to make? Great. Why do you want to make it? Now, that's a question that trips up people. If they go, they might write a few things. Oh, I would like to get this, I'd like to get that. But why? What's the fundamental core of the core reason why you want money? Now, as I've coached enough people around money, I've realized there's only one of two reasons that people want to make money. The first reason is security. When they have money, they feel safe. There's a certain amount of money that makes you feel safe, and you keep pushing that number, the more your lifestyle increases or the more money you make. Right? How many people here feel like they want to make money for security? Okay. And then the other category of people is because they want to live a life of experience. Right? They're like, I want to live the life. I want to go and I want to do these crazy things. I want to go to Mindvalley U. I want to go to A-Fest. I want to do everything, right? How many of you want to live the life of experience? Now, most likely, amazing. Give it up for people who want to live a life of experience. The people who want to live a life of experience is also likely the people who have the least strong bank account. They can create as much money you want them to create when it comes time. But usually if you say, do you have this much right now in your bank account? Nah, not really. You feel that? People who want experience, right? They never have money, but they can generate as much you want them to generate. Right? They're very creative. On the other hand, the people who have the sense of security or they want to create because they want security in their life, their challenge is that they have a stick up their bum. They don't want to spend on anything. They barely enjoy life. But they have a lot of money in their bank account. The key is to find the balance in the dance of security and lifestyle. If you are someone that is chasing security, maybe it is time for you to invite someone into your life. Maybe it is time for you to invite someone in your beingness so you can also enjoy the experience of life. And same is true for people who want to live for experience. Maybe it is time for them to hire a good CFO, good CPA. Or the best strategy that worked for me, because I am somebody who thinks money is for security, by the way. So it's neither right or wrong, right? It just is. The dance is to find somebody like Neeta, for me, who loves life of experience and uses money for experience. So now when it's our money, which it is, it's a dance between security and experience, and security and experience. The key is to know that what's your fundamental core, because once you know your fundamental core, it's so much easier for you to find how to dance with the core. All right? You could find a partner. You could find a good CPA. You can find some of the tools for you to find how to dance that dance of what's the purpose of money for me, and how do I not just become that person, right? Because the people who lean into security will never really get to enjoy the experience, and people who lean into experience will always feel unsafe around money. Okay? Make sense? So the second mantra is know why you want the money to be in alignment with your income and expenses. Very practical. The third thing that I want to bring up is you can think and grow rich, just not in the timeline that you want. You can think and grow rich. just not in the timeline you want. And very often what happens is we say, but Ajit, I am struggling, the economy is struggling, people are struggling, so on and so forth and so on and so forth. And the truth of that situation is that every time there is a challenge in your life or universe or in society is often because there is a plan that is way beyond your plan. See, when 2008 happened, for most of the world, people went, oh crap, the world economy is dead now. We're all dead. It's not going to recover. It's going to take us decades before we get back. Right? Remember 2008? Anybody who experienced it? Not many people. You're really young then. Oh, yeah, you did experience it, right? So 2008 gave us that experience, and we were like, oh, damn. Now it's going to be so hard to get back. All my money is wiped out. All my savings are wiped out. But if you notice, since 2008, which is about, 20 years ago? Let's say approximately a little less than 20 years ago, right? The economy, the American economy has actually doubled. It went from 15 trillion to 28 trillion. It's doubled. So while that moment in time was a challenge, today, if you were present to the idea that there is a plan that is way greater than your plan, you would realize that everything grows over time. There is a plan, and that plan is so much greater than your plan. If you may not know this, but there were 13 billionaires in 1980. 50 years later, they're not twice as many. There are 700 billionaires. 700 billionaires on this planet right now. And they are getting created every day. So if at any point you go, you know what, I don't know if we can make more money. I don't know if there's more money in this economy that I am in. I don't know if I have the capability to generate more income. Well, welcome to the world of the plan that is way greater than your plan, right? So the message or the mantra I want to, and sometimes the plan is not straightforward. See, for me, the plan was not that Ajit will become great at what he does. That's what I thought. That's what me forcing was. Like, my plan is I'm going to start this business, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And it was literally so funny because yesterday I was talking to Lisa over dinner, and Lisa was like, Ajit, do you remember in 2015 when we sat down and you said you would never marry anyone and will never have kids? And you were so certain of it. Because it was true. I had just broken up with my ex-partner, and I was totally certain that I am not going to want to marry anyone or have kids. I was really, really certain of that. And late 2015, 2016, my wife happens. And the moment I meet her, that's Neeta, by the way, and us doing a photo shoot, which clearly I would never do, but my wife loves doing those. But I get to show the outcome, I get to celebrate that. But anyways, what happens is Neeta shows up in my life, and I found that the plan was so much greater than my plan, because based on my plan, I was just working hard, and I was probably overweight at this point, and probably not speaking on a stage. Because the plan was to make money sitting behind a computer. My plan, not the plan. My plan was that because that was straightforward. I could predict it. I knew 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. I'd done it before. But the plan was greater. The plan was, you're going to become a better person. You're going to stop wanting money. You're going to want love. You're going to want to serve. And the more you lean into love and service, money may happen. But you're going to lean into the plan. See, my values were discovered not by me sitting in a corner saying these are my values. My values were discovered because my now wife, then girlfriend, said, I ain't dating you if you don't know what your values are. And so we sat down and we wrote down our values. We figured out what was true for us. And we found common values, and we got together. And the values that I live with every single day, is this an act of love? Is it from a place of service? Until the time it is that, it's a good, bloody day. Right? So the plan was way greater than my plan. Which is why, this is the mantra, your plan is about the size of a pinky finger when it comes to the plan. Because the way the plan works is incomprehensible, you cannot predict it. There is a sense of surrender that you need to give for it to really manifest the dream life that you want to create. Does that make sense? Say yes? Yes, amazing. Which brings me to the fourth pointer that we have, which is do your duty, do not expect results. This comes from the Bhagavad Gita. Do your duty, do not expect results. Karm kar, phal ki apeksha mat kar. It was in Sanskrit. I'm not going to say the Sanskrit one, but the Hindi word translation is that. Right? That effectively means that all you can do all day, every day, is do your duty. And if you do your duty long enough, you will see everything will come through in the way it needs to come through. Do your duty, do not expect results. And here is how you discover that is true for you. If I asked you, hey, where were you 10 years ago? 20 years ago? Whatever timeline you would like to go, but an extended timeline, like 10, 20 years. Did you even dream that your life would be like this? Anybody who was like, I totally predicted that? I want to know that one person that knows the plan, because maybe you can tell us our plan too, right? Nobody, right? We can't predict what life's going to be in 10, 20 years. What we can do is we can show up every single day and do what needs to be done. If you asked yourself the question of how far have you come in 10 years, you may think that maybe everything that has happened until now is just a great setup. See, what if your best life was yet to come? What if that experience, the best experience of your life, was yet to come? What if whatever money, abundance, relationship, whatever that is that you wanted was yet to come, and all the struggle, all the troubles that you have in life were there so you can have that best life? What if it was just a setup? Does that change your vibe around what has happened or is happening in your life right now? Say yes. Yes? Can I get a better yes if it's a yes? Yes. Engagement. By the way, one of the things that you want to do as you're in a learning environment is engage. And I know it sounds like, oh, dude, I know I've been in this for like 3 days already. I'm a little tired. No, but if you want to have something land for you, you playful out for it. Thank you. Thank you for that, right? Playful out. It's okay. You will find fuel is within you. You'll tap into fuel that you do not even know you have as of now. But you got to playful out. Do the work. Don't expect the result. Make sense? Yes? Amazing. Thank you. Everything until now is nothing but a setup for your best life that is yet to come. Everything until now is nothing but a setup for the best life is yet to come. The next one's a little bit hard to swallow for most people, and that is you're always fairly compensated. Most of us think, you know what? I deserve more. I should get more. They didn't pay me enough. They didn't do enough for me. My salary is not good enough. My business is not doing well enough. And what I've learned is you are always in synchronicity where you need to be compensated. You're never going to get paid more or less than what you have gotten into as a person, who you have become as a person. You're always fairly compensated. You might think you've worked more hours than anybody else, but that's just not how the universe operates. It always rewards you for who you are or where you are in your life. It doesn't reward you more. It doesn't reward you less. It rewards you exactly where you are. You're always fairly compensated. And I learned that lesson because of some teachers that I was listening to, but also because of experience of life. So some of you may know, but for a quick minute, I played a role of Mindvalley CEO. Anybody knows that already? Yes? Some of you might know that, right? It's in my long history now. It's been a long time. But what had happened was that in around 2013, 2011, 2013, when I was in Mindvalley, I was playing roles in Mindvalley like CTO, CMO. I played random roles. I was doing whatever I could. There was a point in time where I did the 3 most important questions. Everybody knows 3 most important questions here, yes? Yes. All right, cool, awesome. I was doing 3 more important questions, and one of the things that I wrote was, I want to be CEO of Mindvalley. I want to be the CEO of Mindvalley. And at that time, there was not a thing called CEO of Mindvalley. Vishen was the founder CEO of the Mindvalley, right? There was no reason for me to think that I could or anybody else could be the CEO of Mindvalley, right? But I just said, no, this is the experience I want in my life. I want to feel like what happens when you're a CEO, right? What happens? I want this experience. I want to see what it is. And does it even work, me saying I want to be CEO of Mindvalley, right? And once I said it, something in me changed. What I started doing was act like the CEO. What would I do? What's the best interest of the company? Not what's in my interest. What I'm getting paid or how I'm getting paid. None of that mattered. What mattered was what's important to the company. What's important to vision? Because he's the founder CEO of the company. What's important to the team? Right? And so suddenly I would do things that normally people won't do. It's like, all right, the tech team has a problem. Oh, let me go over there, help them out. Or that person doesn't know how to fix the launch. I'll go help them out. Oh, that person doesn't know that. I'm going to go help them out. Oh, looks like, we have a little dull energy. Let's do this. Right? Whatever was best in my capacity at the time, I would do that. And so I was not saying one day I'll be the CEO and then I will act like the CEO, but I said I act like CEO right now. Of course, I didn't have any decision-making power, but everything that a CEO would do, I was already doing. Because what I learned at that time was that you don't go to your vision, you come from it. You don't go to your vision and hope one day it's created. You come from your vision. You already go, what would this person do? You want to be a phenomenal speaker, you act like one. It sounds really like fake it till you make it, but it's not, because your actions are going to be in congruence with the vision that you have, but you gotta start acting like one. You gotta start operating like one. You don't go to your vision, you come from your vision. And for that, you must accept where you are. You must accept where you are. You must feel completely grateful for the journey that you've been on. You must feel that you're fairly compensated and that you're coming to create this vision, but from where you are. Does that make sense? Say yes? Yes. All right. Just in time, yes. I was able to keep time. I was like, my presentation's too long. Too many points. But we are at the final one, and that's probably the most important one. And that is, if you operate or vibrate from a state of love or above, you will always manifest what you want to manifest. You'll always create the amount of money you want to create. You'll always create the love that you want to create. Whatever that is that you feel is abundance in life will be true for you. Not only faster, because it's not about pace, but more congruent. Where you can experience the joy of having your vision be your truth right now, because of the level that you're operating from. The idea comes from this gentleman called David R. Hawkins. Do we know the work of David R. Hawkins? Some of us do, some of us don't. But this is basically a gentleman who kind of gave this idea of a map of consciousness. He talks about different emotions and the frequency that you're at when you are thinking about anything or living or operating into anything, right? And unfortunately, if you really lean into the story of money, or your money stories, they usually are the lower end of the scale. They either come from shame, guilt, some kind of grief because somebody took money from me, some kind of a lower emotional vibration, and your consciousness stays in that. Now, you can create from that consciousness. It's just harder, it's just more painful, and you kind of like tighten up more and more and more. So you're never really in the state of, it just happens for me. You're more in the state of, I have to make it happen. I got to work so hard for this. And it makes you tight around the energy of money. So the more vibrationally you go up, the easier it becomes for you to be in the consciousness and alignment of more abundance in however or wherever in life you are. Is this making sense until now? Say yes? Yes. Okay. Now this is not straight. It sounds straightforward, but it's not straightforward. It sounds pretty straightforward, right? Be at a high vibrational frequency. How do we do that? Just be in the state of love. What is the big deal? It's not so easy to do, right? Especially if you haven't been in that state in a while, right? Especially around money, where we have so much that we carry. And what I found is most of us carry a lot of shame around money. A lot of shame. And it comes from people around us or our experiences, from society. Somebody tells you, money is evil. Elon Musk is evil. This guy is evil. Apple's evil. And you go, they are evil because rich people are evil, so rich is evil. Money is evil. Anybody feel that? Anybody society that? I know Indians did that all the time. Only the Indians got this bad programming? Liars, Europeans especially. I know the stories you were told. Right? Society. Everybody is evil. They have money, they must be evil. Your family. Especially if they didn't have any money. I know my family had that. My family goes, you know what? Rich people are just, they're not easy to talk to. They're still like uptight about things. They have so much ego. Anybody had that? Family giving you some stories? I am surprised. You're all in a money talk, but you got no shame around money. That's amazing. You all have your money issues sorted and you still came to a money talk? Come on, let's participate. How many of you have had society tell you that money is evil? Thank you. How many of you have had a parent figure or somebody that you really respected say money is not a good idea or money creates chaos, right? And how many of you told yourself that story because something happened in life? Yes, I've done that, right? I used money in the wrong way. I did that thing. I'm not really proud of it. No, only me? Utilize money in a way that you're really not proud of? Yes. Bought fast fashion and said, shit, is actually kids doing stuff. Right? Bought that extra cookie that hurt your body. Even in Estonia, they started serving American-sized cookies for some reason outside at Mindvalley. You're like, what is this? Like, I'm in Estonia. This is supposed to be tiny, European size. This is American size right now. We've all done that. We've all had stories where we did something with money that we are really not proud of. Like, we really kind of told ourselves, I don't know, I utilized money in the wrong way, with the wrong thing, with the wrong people. Right? And that keeps building that shame around money. We have this subtle shame that we are living in around money, which makes money so much harder, so much difficult, because every time we try to go towards this, we kind of get reminded unconsciously in our bodies around all that shame that we are holding on to. So first, we got to release that shame, and we're going to do an exercise for that. And second is we need to get to the place of love around money. Because the more you vibrate at love or above, the easier everything gets, right? So what we'll do is what we call gratitude stacking. Gratitude stacking is we'll stack on gratitude so much that there is no way. It's almost like we are going to love the shame out of us. Does that make sense? Yeah? We're going to love so hard that shame's got no space in our vibe. Is that cool with us? Yes? Okay, cool. So the next part that I'm going to do is actually something that I don't plan at all. This is where I lean into what's the energy, what's the vibe, so I don't know where I'm going. So I'll surrender to the universe, and I'll love for you to surrender to the universe as well for this experience. Would that be cool? Yeah. Yes? Okay, can we have some soft meditative music? All right, so let's close our eyes, and we'll breathe normally first. Breathe normally, and think of the word relax. Relax. With every breath in, you're more and more relaxed. You're more and more calm, more and more in surrender. Take a deep breath in. Out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Out through your mouth. With every breath in, you're more relaxed. With every count from 10 to 1, as I say the digit, you'll find yourself relaxing more and more and more. 10, relax your feet, your calves, your legs, relax. 9, 8, relax your abdomen. Relax your hands. 5, relax your shoulders. 4, relax your face. Relax your eyes. 3, relax your head. Relax. 1. As you relax into your body and your soul, focus on your heart center. See what light comes through your from your heart center right now. Focus on this energy. focus on this energy, see a beam of the same color light coming from the universe through your back, through your spinal cord, going onto Mother Earth. Connect with this one consciousness. Connect to that infinite self. See this connection. Feel this connection. And as you feel this connection, feel that vibration going through your entire body. Feel it. Experience that pulsating energy of your own pulsating energy, energy of your neighbor, energy of this room, energy of the city. See this energy move through you. As you experience this energy, bring your attention to your heart again. What you may find is in your heart, there's a little doorknob. You can walk up to that doorknob, you can turn it open, and you can walk through. And as you're opening this door, what you may find is there is infinite within you. This infinite may be represented as a beach. It may be the universe. It may just be light. This is you with the infinite. It has always been within you. As you walk through this infinite, you may see a being right in front of you. This being might be an animal, might be just light, might be a light being, might be a human, might be you. It's some sort of a figure or figure-like thing that feels like you can interact with. As you walk up to this being, you experience that you can talk to them. First, this being is that person, that group of people that told you that money is evil, that money is bad, that people with money are bad. This might be somebody who represents the society, maybe a parent figure, maybe a friend. See them in this line being. Now tell this light being, I forgive you. Thank you for telling me all you needed to tell me. Thank you for sharing your experience of life with me, but I think it doesn't serve me. I forgive you. Today, I let you not have control on me. I forgive you. Thank you for the role you played in my life. And thank you for letting me go now. as you hug this entity, you see there is another entity. And this other entity may be someone that was from your family. Someone from your family that really thought you need to know what's right. That you need to understand how the world operates, and with all the love they had to tell you, they must tell you how money is not a good idea, that money makes you a bad person, that you don't need the money, that you have to choose between them and money, that you have to choose between living your life or money. That as if that was the truth of the universe. And they knew that was the truth of the universe. Hear them say it. And as they say it, you can simply raise your hand and tell them to stop. As they stop talking, and if they are not, just turn the volume down as if it was a dial. Turn the volume all the way down, turning that sound to be just mute. And now tell them, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for doing the best you could. Thank you so much. I know you want to help me. I know you love me. But this is not for me. This is not for me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive you. I forgive you. What you shared helped me for what it could, but now it's time. It's time for me to let go. Hug this person. And as you hug this person, you see a third entity. And you notice that's you. That's you. That's you. You see that you've told yourself stories after stories after stories that served you in that moment. It was true for that moment, but this bag that you've been carrying all this while, this luggage that you've been carrying all this while, you don't need to carry it anymore. It's not your truth. It's not your truth anymore. That it's time, maybe it is time, to let those stories you told yourself to keep yourself safe, to do the right thing, what your intellectual mind could tell you. That was okay for that time, but now it's the time. Say thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. And as you forgive society, people, family, events, experiences, most importantly yourself, you see that there's a little garden on your right. This little garden seems so beautiful. Let's walk over there. It may have different flowers. It may have different kind of water bodies. It may have some butterflies, maybe some birds. But it's just beautiful. And as you look at it, you're like, wow, this is amazing. Smells so good. It feels so good. You notice the butterflies and you go, wow, these butterflies look so good. It's such a beautiful sight. As you smell the flowers, you go, wow, this is the most amazing smell. You see a water body and you kind of walk over there, put your feet in it, and you go, wow, water feels amazing. And you say, thank you. And then you may recognize at this point that your life is pretty damn beautiful. That your life that you get to live every day is pretty dope. The people you get to hang out with, thank you for that. Breath you get to take every day, thank you. You may find that you're really grateful for your body, for it does let you experience this amazing life. That you're grateful that you took some time for yourself and showed up for some personal development, some expansion of yourself. Feel that gratitude going through your body. You might find that you're really grateful for all the presentations that you watched and you stayed committed to showing up. You may find yourself grateful for getting out of the bed where you could just have slept in. Feel that love for yourself. Feel that gratitude for the life that you get to live. Step into that gratitude that you have for the beautiful coffee or water or juice what you had this morning. Feel that gratitude for the money that you spent to be here, to have it, to take this experience of life. Feel that gratitude for conversations that you might have had in the last few days. Feel that gratitude. And as you feel that gratitude, I want you to raise your vibration, raise your energy, and if you feel ready, you can get on your feet too. Feel that gratitude for yourself. Feel that gratitude for your body. Feel that gratitude for the intellect that you have. Feel that gratitude for your energy. Feel that gratitude. And let that gratitude take over. Let that gratitude take over your field of consciousness. For every time you are grateful for anything in life, the smallest of things, you get to be in the vibration of love. You get to be in the vibration of love and above. Because joy, love, gratitude is available everywhere. That we think gratitude comes from, it should be this and then I'll be grateful. But gratitude is there for you all the time. Every time. It's in your heart. It's in your beingness. For you and I, we are love. When we take off all the shoulds and coulds and woulds, we are an expression of love. We get this form of human beings so we can express it. We limit it, but we get to express it starting today. When you're ready, I'm going to count you up from 10 to 1, and you will be wide awake, full of gratitude and love. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wide awake. Open your eyes, full of gratitude. Say, yeah! Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. Now, before I go, I know I'm about 5 minutes over, but I will be done. I just want to summarize the pointers. Thank you very much. Thank you for playing. Thank you. So you can sit down. I'm just summarizing what we talked about so we can take quick notes on this. So 6 mantras for abundance. First, clearer your vision, easier it will manifest. Second, know why you want the money to be in alignment with your income and expenses. Third, your plan is about the size of a pinky finger from the plan. When it comes to the plan, everything until now is nothing but a setup for your best life that is yet to come. Accept where you are so we can go where you need to go and vibrate at love or above for abundance. Does that sound good? Yes, awesome. Last note. Money is not your enemy. It's not. It's not there to hurt you. There are people who may use money to hurt you, but money in itself has nothing to be your enemy. If anything, it is your friend. It is there to help you experience the life that you were here on this planet to experience. There is a reason why our consciousness chose us to be here at this time, this place, in this field, in this body. If we can just surrender to that and experience life for what is, instead of make up all these meanings and create these stories, we may find abundance was always available and that money always wanted to be a friend. Thank you very much. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.